Okay, welcome back to this exclusive interview. So what is going on in England?
As I was saying, there is worse news though, from England, a loyal country which has stood by us all these years. Remember, it was on the brink of starvation after the war, from which fast food lifted them out of dependency and misery. And people are worried again that bad times are coming. I met someone recently who has been to London and found a nation again under siege. Like under the Blitz, during which, remember, American baked beans helped fuel their fight. Now the Brits, our allies, are in trouble again with fears of rations and starvation because of slow food insurgents. America will be next. The locals are living in fear. The surest way to scare people is through their stomachs. Look what happens when the triple XXX large pizzas run out at the local store. On every high street in the UK, fast food chains that we here take for granted are being forced to close. People are having to make their own burgers at home. People with medical conditions and disorders like diabetes and constipation can't go to their local restaurant as the waiting times have become dangerously long. It is like the Depression over there, but think more fancy Italian soup kitchens and lots of red and hammer and sickles, pictures of commie heroes, dishes like Che Guevara marinara stew, Lenin and fennel soup, Hugo Chavez peas, Stalin and marlin risotto. Many respected cooks are fleeing England for places like Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and I would like to allow amnesty to these people rather than other nations we currently throw our borders open to.
Where is the evidence for this? England, for one, has never been known for its food. Come on, we are talking about the land of fish and chips and spam fritter sandwiches.
Listen. They have a problem with the school dinner revolution movement headed by a former communist, turned chef, and since his recipes have been introduced, the kids have forgotten how to eat fast food, and those that do so publicly risk real trouble. Parents are being indoctrinated, forced to read these hardline pamphlets about slow eating. People are afraid to go to the establishments that are still open for risk of being attacked, and the government can't seem to stop the tide of the slow foodies, as they like to call themselves, in through their lefty friends in the British media. The fear is the battle there is already lost.
Are you sure on your facts here? I think we had this chef that you were talking about over here in the US and he didn't seem like a communist to me.
Don't believe the hype. There is now a real sense of real panic over in England, as that is what the communists do. Look at Cambodia, and how people were driven out of the cities to work the land. This is what the slow food movement's long-term goals are, mark my word. Through the agents in the UK, the school dinner revolution, they really want to drive the people to live on the land like in medieval times, to plant Italian things like sun-dried tomatoes, artichokes, olives, fillings for ravioli, and much more. But at the moment it is all window dressing, supposedly about eating healthily. No way, Joes, I have heard about their real tactics. All this so the communists can once again rise the red flag again over Europe and then America. I remember those images of the fall of the Berlin Wall and David Hasselhoff singing, which brought a tear to my eye. I promise the people of Berlin, Mr. Hasselhoff, yes, you Mr. Hasselhoff who sung so bravely, and people of Europe, I will never let you down.
Okay, so something is happening to the Brits. They are suffering a depression, that is true. There are riots on the streets about college education. Why are the Brits not rising up against slow food though?
This nation has suffered so much in the past, not only from its bad food, they no longer have that spirit. From Diana passing away and on to most recently Cheery Blair spending the nation's wealth like Marie Antoinette, this country is worn out and therefore very vulnerable to these crazy ideas quickly sweeping away the old order. You know what, the royal family can't even afford to pay for the wedding. This nation is on its knees. Can you imagine, at the royal wedding, there is talk of forcing a 10,000-year-old royal family to eat slow food instead of the burgers and fast food that has liberated their country from the shackles of fish and chips. This is a land that is so incredibly hard to live off, covered in dense fog for most of the year, where no real vegetables grow apart from potatoes and turnips. Even their national drink, tea, that helps them fight off waterborne diseases, has to be imported from Wales. And now slow food movement wants them to eat lentils that take 45 minutes to boil and drink out of fancy Italian-style coffee shops. And you know who the winners are? The communist famers of Italy. We are next America. We must seal our borders.
Another break, back shortly.